One of the preliminary steps in working or performing analysis on visual inspection data is to extract the database as CSV files. This is the only compatible format right now with the software that we have. So in this example, I would show how we can extract an access or the tables in an access database to a CSV file. So as you'd see in this database, we have 5 tables here. The tables are the element details. So this is the first table, which shows me information about the elements, such as the quantity, the material, specific information about the structural elements that have been inspected. And the second table, we have the element inspections, which has information about the inspection data. So like when the inspection took place, what are the inspections reports, and so on. The other table has information about the realized interventions, so when the intervention took place, and which are the elements that have underwent an intervention, and the type of intervention that has been performed. And then we have another table for the responsible inspector, which is the inspector responsible for reporting the interventions. So we have the inspection ID, the inspector ID, and the structure ID. And finally, we have the structures database, which has the structures IDs and some of the characteristics about the structures, such as location and so on. Now, in reality, real databases are much larger, so you see millions of rows, but for this demonstration purposes, we have a small database that is utilized only for demonstration purposes. So right now, I'm going to demonstrate how we can extract one of these tables to a .csv file. Now we have to extract all of them to CSV, but for the sake of this demo, we'll show for one case. So for the table element inspections, if I want to extract it to .csv, I would go to the external data tab, as we have here already opened, and I would go to text file. So this is export to a text file. I would click on it, and I would receive a prompter. This prompter would tell me like to name the file. So I would change .text to .csv, and I would add at the end demo. It could be anything, but make sure that we change the extension to .csv. So we click OK, and then the prompter would ask me like the delimiter that is utilized for to separate the columns. I'm good with the default option. Now for databases that are in other languages other than English, such as French, we have to go to the advanced option, and we have to change the code page to UTF-8. So this would allow the French characters to be well extracted in the file. So we click OK, and then we click next to the next page. So we have our delimiter, which is the comma, which is good, as you see in the preview. And we must also include the field name on the first row. So this would be helpful to tell what are the informations that are associated in each column. So after that, we can click finish right away, or we can click next. So if you click next, we see that this is the file that we're going to export, and then we can click finish, and the software would perform the exportation and show us this window that the exportation has been done successfully. So this is the steps to transform one of the tables to a CSV file. As I mentioned earlier, if we need all the information in this database, we have to transform each table independently as a .csv